Does Facebook track you after you've logged out? Mark Zuckerberg doesn't want to say. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg was reluctant to specify exactly how his behemoth social network tracks users after they've logged out to use other websites online. Mark Zuckerberg, the co-founder and CEO of Facebook, appeared before the Senate Judiciary and Commerce Committee yesterday for the first of two U.S. congressional hearings in the wake of the Cambridge Analytica scandal. During almost 5 hours of questioning by 44 U.S. senators, Zuckerberg repeated apologies he previously made for a range of problems that have beset his social network, from a lack of data protection, to Russian agents using Facebook to influence U.S. elections. However, the 33-year-old multi-billionaire was a little reluctant to speak when the issue of tracking users across the web arose. Facebook's CEO was asked by Senator Roger Wicker whether or not rumors the California-based company tracks user activity around the web even when they have logged out of the service were true. There have been reports that Facebook can track a user's internet browsing activity even after that user has logged off of the Facebook platform, Senator Wicker said. Can you confirm whether or not this is true? It's perfectly possible for Facebook to track non-users and logged-out users via social plugins and cookies found across websites around the web. Researchers determined the practice was occurring back in 2015, stating that Facebook users who are logged out from Facebook are still being tracked through the social plugins. In February 2018, a Belgium court looked into this practice and ruled it was illegal. However, Mark Zuckerberg didn't want to address the practice in the Senate Judiciary and Commerce Committee. "Senator, I want to make sure I get this accurate, so it would probably be better to have my team follow up afterwards," he replied. "You don't know?" quizzed Senator Wicker. "I know that people use cookies on the internet, and that you can probably correlate activity between sessions," Mark Zuckerberg responded. "We do that for a number of reasons, including security and including measuring ads to make sure that the ad experiences are the most effective." According to the man behind Facebook, the technology company correlates activity between users' sessions. However, Zuckerberg fell short of explaining exactly what that meant, and how much data is extrapolated from this process. Still, investors were suitably impressed with Zuckerberg during the hearing. Shares in Facebook posted their biggest daily gain in nearly 2 years, closing up 4.5% and adding a few $1 billion to the 33-year-old Facebook CEO's personal wealth. Facebook shares fell steeply last month after it came to light that millions of users' personal information was harvested from Facebook by Cambridge Analytica, a political consultancy that has counted U.S. President Donald Trump's election campaign among its clients. The latest estimate of affected users is up to 87 million. That disclosure pitched Facebook into a crisis of confidence among users, advertisers, employees, and investors who were already struggling with Facebook's reaction to fake news and its role in the 2016 election. Wearing a dark suit and tie instead of his typical t-shirt and jeans, Zuckerberg remained largely unruffled and serious as senators questioned him. But some senators did provoke a reaction. Zuckerberg was asked whether Facebook was a monopoly. "It certainly doesn't feel that way to me," he said, breaking into a smile as the audience laughed. But the senators who asked sharp questions were often at a disadvantage because each had only 5 minutes to pin down the billionaire. Democratic Senator Kamala Harris, from Facebook's home state of California, asked a line of questions about whether Zuckerberg or his senior executives considered notifying Facebook users of the data breach. She was among the lawmakers dissatisfied. Mark Zuckerberg's failure to answer several critical questions during his appearance before the Senate today leaves me concerned about how much Facebook values trust and transparency, she later wrote on Twitter. Facebook disclosed in September that Russians under fake names used the social network to try to influence U.S. voters in the months before and after the 2016 election, writing about inflammatory subjects, setting up events and buying ads. We believe it is entirely possible that there will be a connection there, Zuckerberg said when asked if there was overlap between Cambridge Analytica's harvested user data and the political propaganda pushed by the Kremlin-linked internet research agency during the 2016 presidential election, which Facebook has said was seen by some 126 million people. The U.S. Federal Trade Commission is investigating whether Facebook violated an agreement it signed with the agency in 2011 by its actions in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. In the agreement, which Facebook signed to end an investigation into privacy breaches, the company promised not to misrepresent the extent to which it maintains the privacy or security of personal information, and it said it would obtain users' affirmative consent before sharing personal information with any third party. Zuckerberg told senators he did not see the Cambridge Analytica episode as a violation. But he acknowledged that Facebook did not notify the FTC in 2015 when it first learned of that company's data harvesting. On Friday, Zuckerberg threw his support behind proposed legislation, known as the Honest Ads Act, that would require social media sites to disclose the identities of buyers of online political campaign ads. On Tuesday, however, Zuckerberg would not agree to speak out further on behalf of the Honest Ads Act. "Are you going to come back up here and be a strong advocate to see that law's passed?" asked Democratic Senator Tom Udall. "Senator, the biggest thing I think we can do is implement it," Zuckerberg responded, saying that Facebook already planned to comply voluntarily. Udall pressed, "I'd like a yes or no answer." Zuckerberg again demurred, saying, "I'm going to direct my team to focus on this."